Okay, so I'm Jennifer Mooney, and I'm the chair of our MA in Children's and Young Adult Literature here in DCU. So today I want to just tell you a bit about our programme and hopefully answer any questions that you might have as well. So I'll tell you a little bit about the programme, the overall structures, what we do, and also a bit about the resources that we have here in DCU. So as well as being the chair of the MA here, I'm also the co-director of our Centre for Research in Children's and Young Adult Literature that we have here. I'll tell you a little bit more about the centre. It supports our programme in Children's and Young Adult Literature here in DCU. So to tell you a little bit about the history that we have here before I talk through the structures, we're very proud here at DCU that we have a very long-running history of the study of children's and young adult literature. So we're the longest-running MA in children's literature in the country. And since 2017, we've been offering the MA in children's and young adult literature, which is quite an exciting development for the discipline. And also, you probably have noticed, if you're interested in taking up the study here, since 2021, we've also offered our programme on a full-time and a part-time basis. So I'll tell you a little bit about the structure, and you might have some questions around that. So just to tell you a bit about children's and young adult literature itself, it is a really exciting and fast expanding area of literature, and we take a very broad approach to it here in the MA. So it's a very varied category, as I'm sure you'll know, and you probably have specific interests, and we like to allow our students to pursue those when it comes to the dissertation. But we cover a very wide range of genres and form, and all the subcategories that go within that, so from prose to poetry. We also cover visual texts in print and visual texts in media, so things like picture books and film, and really everything in between and beyond, and from the historical all the way to the contemporary. And we look at some of the kind of specific and unique dynamics that arise within children's and young adult literature, because of course we have adult authors writing for younger readers. And we consider the really remarkable and dynamic part that it plays in literary and social culture. So to tell you a bit about the structure then, we have a part-time and a full-time basis, which I said. So if you were to take the programme on a part-time, and the part-time structure, you do the programme over 2 years. There are 6 core modules overall. So part-time students would take 4 in the first year, 2 in each semester, and then they would take 2 in their final year with the dissertation as well. Full-time students would take all of those in 1 year, so 3 and 3. So all modules, all 6, and the dissertation as well. And the dissertation is a chance, I suppose, for you to pursue your particular area of interest, and you would have a supervisor assigned to you to support your research. So the modules, the hours, I suppose, it usually runs over 2 evenings, and there are contact hours on those evenings. We have seminars and lectures, and then there's also, of course, your independent study and research in between. So I'll tell you a little bit about why DCU is really a vibrant and exciting place to take this course. We have in DCU, you can see some children reading some of our books there. So I'll tell you a bit about our library resources in a moment. But I just also want to tell you that we are a vibrant school, and we have quite a number of our staff here who are particularly interested in children's and young adult literature, and publish in that area and teach specifically in that area. And we have quite a number of outside independent scholars and researchers as well, both international and national, who teach into the course. So to tell you about our resources here, we have a special collections and archive, and we also have some special holdings in the DCU library. You can see here the children are enjoying a new kind of a growing archive that we have in connection with Children's Books Ireland. So all of the books that they've gathered since back to 1990s are now available in the DCU library. And when new books come in and win awards, they come and become part of that archive. So we have a lot of collaborations between ourselves, the MA and the Centre for Research, with national bodies like Children's Books Ireland. You may have heard also of Fighting Words, who are another initiative based around kind of creative writing for young people. They've came in this semester to do a workshop on writing for young people with our students. And I'll tell you a little bit now about the Centre for Research and some other collaborations that we have. So we have a research project at the moment called G-Book, and that's all about promoting gender identity in books for young people. And some of our members of staff and scholars here are involved in that. You might recognise Dave Rudden and Knights of the Borrowed Dark. He was our writer in residence here in DCU last year. He's a writer of fantasy for young people, and Dave came and gave a guest lecture with another author about the craft of fantasy writing for young people. He also ran a fantastic symposium on Terry Pratchett as well last semester. You can see also there Professor Peter Hunt. So we're incredibly proud that we have Peter Hunt as our adjunct professor to the MA. Peter Hunt he was the first professor of children's literature in the UK, and he's Professor Emeritus in Cardiff. So he's really a foundational figure in the study of children's literature, and he is our adjunct professor. So Peter has come and given guest lectures. He's also helped and supported students in deciding and developing their specific area of research for their dissertations. The Centre has also held talks by writers, publishers and leading scholars in the field. We had Marina Warner, Kenneth Kidd, who are leading scholars in children's and young adult literature. We also had Irish author Deirdre Sullivan with us last year, and Sarah Maria Griffin to give talks. So really, we like to cultivate and develop connections with writers, scholars, librarians, anybody and anyone who is really interested and passionate in the world of children's literature. So to tell you then a little bit about the people who come here to study. So we really have quite a thriving, dynamic group of people. We found that we often have primary teachers who are like primary or secondary teachers of English. Also librarians or school librarians have found the programme particularly helpful in terms of career development. We've also had people in various different careers who have used the things that they learn on the MA as part of to facilitate and help their own careers. We've had High Court judges, we've had writers, people go on to work in areas of publishing or writing. Also, a lot of people use the MA as a springboard to further their studies into PhD and academia. So in terms of future possibilities, I think the MA really serves as a good foundation for people who are interested in developing their own area of career, or for people who are starting out. And we have quite a number of international as well as Irish students on the MA. Okay, so thank you very much.